The Green Bay Packers open up in City Stadium against the Chicago Bears. Chicago is reported to be loaded and not for Bears league. The Packers are looking to new coach Vince Lombardi to lead them up the league ladder this year. Paul Harning is lunch. The ex-Notre Damer heads a host of fine Green Bay backs. With no score in the second quarter, the Bears' Johnny Morris reels off 10 yards to his 49. The Bears' air attack features Ed Brown. He hits Jim Dooley on the 38-yard line. The Packers brace up to repel the Bears, but John Avini puts them in the scoring column with a 46-yard field goal. The Bears hang on to a 3-0 edge at the half. So far, both teams have exhibited strong defenses when the chips were down. In the third quarter, a new face on the Packers scene. Lamar McCann proves an immediate hit with the Green Bay Rooters. He teams up with shifty Max McGee for a 67-yard gain to the Bear 13. Paul Hartung attempts to cap a Packer drive with a 14-yard field goal. It's no good, and the score remains 3-0 Bears. The Bears break out of their den with a 32-yard play from Ed Brown to Willie Gallimore, who gallops all the way to the 50. Brown continues to lead the Bears out of the wilderness. Willard Duville grabs his pass on the Packer 38 to end the quarter. As the fourth quarter gets underway, John Avini makes his foot useful again. He booms a 42-yard field goal for a 6-0 Chicago lead in the fourth quarter. The Packers are forced to punt. Max McGee spirals a beauty to Richie Pettibone on the Bear 15. Pettibone gets back to the 24 before a jarring tackle frees the pigskin. Jim Ringo alertly recovers for the Packers on the 26. Paul Hartung hits for 6 yards to the 20. Jim Taylor tears up the turf with a 5-yard carry to the 15. From the 5-yard line, Taylor barrels into pay dirt as Green Bay jumps into a 7-6 lead. Max McGee has been keeping the pressure on the Bears with his booming punts. Here he kicks out of bounds on the Chicago 2. The hard-charging Packer forward wall crashes in on Ed Brown as Dave Hanner nails Brown for 2 points. Packers look like real troublemakers in 1959 as they upset the Bears 9-6. Vince Lombardi makes his coaching debut a rousing success, and his players carry him off the field in a fitting tribute. The Green Bay Packers, overlooked by the experts, warm up for their game with the Detroit Lions in Green Bay City Stadium. Under new head coach Vince Lombardi, the Packers look promising in upsetting the Bears. On their first play from scrimmage, they show they have the same thing in mind for Detroit. Don McElhenney darts into the Lions secondary and weaves for 46 yards to give the Packers a first down on the 9. Lamar McCann pops a pass to Gary Knappel, who's loose in the end zone, and Green Bay has an early 7-0 lead. The Green Bay ground game has the Lions groaning. The next time they get the ball, it's Paul Hartung hustling around right end for 22 yards. McCann is mixing his offense beautifully. He throws down the middle to Max McGee, and Max makes tracks to the Lion 5. The slow motion camera captures the action as McCann dances back and passes. Jim David has Don McElhenney all wrapped up, but Don makes the catch anyway. It's McCann's second TD pass, and Green Bay takes a 14-0 lead after one period. In the second quarter, the Lions are on the move. Tobin rollout Rote performs his specialty to perfection as he tosses to Jim Gibbons for a 16-yard gain. Rote comes straight back this time and rifles one over the middle of Jerry Reichow. Jerry scrambles for pay dirt, but he was down on the one. Ex-Notre Damer Nick Pietrasante power dives over the heap, and the Lions close the gap to 14-7 as the first half ends. McCann is passing for the Packers in the third quarter when Jim David streaks in to steal the ball right out of the hands of Max McGee on the Green Bay 40. Tobin Rote tries to take advantage of the break for Detroit, but the Packers get the ball right back on Bobby Dillon's interception. The Detroit defense keeps the Packers bottled up, and Max McGee punts. It's taken by Jim Steffen. Jim gets into trouble and laterals to Terry Barr. The former Michigan star turns in a nice 27-yard return. With the ball spotted on the 50, Jim Martin boots a long-distance three-pointer that makes it with room to spare, and it's Green Bay 14, Detroit 10 going into the final quarter. Lions are too close for comfort, but Lamar McCann and Max McGee take care of that. McCann drops the ball precisely where it should go, and McGee snaps it up to complete a 41-yard strike that makes it 21-10 Green Bay. Earl Marl is quarterbacking the Lions now. He hits Jim Gibbons, and Jim jolts the Packers as he battles to the Green Bay 36. Marl steps back, spots a hole, and decides to run. It's a fumble, and Green Bay recovers. McCann has already passed for 3 touchdowns, and here goes number 4. McGee is behind his defenders and pulls it down for a 36-yard score. Green Bay downs Detroit 28-10 as the Packers remain undefeated. Something has to give as the Green Bay Packers and the San Francisco 49ers meet at Green Bay City Stadium. They are the only undefeated teams in the National Football League. The winner today takes sole possession of first place in the Western Conference. Packers with the ball. Lamar McCann fades and finds the 49ers' Ed Henke right on top of him. McCann ducks away and bolts for 19 yards. The Packers seem to thrive on that ground game. Paul Hornung hits the middle and breaks through for a first down on the 49er 37. When the Packers need points, they turn to their passer. McCann hoists one to Max McGee, who makes one of his circus catches in the end zone, and Green Bay leads San Francisco 7-0. The prospectors retaliate by turning J.D. Smith loose to the inside. J.D. smacks the Packers for 17 yards. Tommy Davis takes careful aim and kicks a 28-yard field goal for the first 49er score. The Green Bay lead dwindles to 7-3. The Packers drive back from the kickoff. Don McElhenney threads his way through the 49ers on a dandy 20-yard dash. The handoff goes to Paul Hornung on this play. He turns right end and bowls to the 49er 30 as the first quarter ends. Paul Hornung opens the second period by taking the 49er defense wide and outrunning them to the goal line for the score. Green Bay leads San Francisco 14-3. The Bay Area men are moving on the powerful slants of J.D. Smith. Here he picks up 6 yards. The Packers hold the 49ers outside the 20, but Tommy Davis gets them 3 points on a 32-yard placement. At halftime, it's Green Bay 14, San Francisco 6. In the third quarter, it's the Packers with the ball. McCann retreating in the face of the 49er rush. His pass is picked off by Dave Baker, and the ex-Sooner star streaks to the Packer 13. Y.A. Tittle is back to pass for the Prospectors, and that's trouble for the Packers. He finds Billy Wilson in the end zone, and the 49ers are now down by just 1 point at 14-13. The Packers know that first place rides on the outcome of this game. Don McElhenney darts inside left end for 16 yards. Paul Hornung cuts back over the right side to move to the 49er 40. Hornung is kicking from the 47 in an attempt to lengthen that lead. It's short, and the Prospectors take over. With the ball on the 49er 25, Tittle fades and looks for his deep receiver. R.C. Owens has outrun his man, and he takes the ball in stride to carry all the way on a 75-yard play that puts San Francisco in the lead for the first time in the game at 20-14. The Packers attempt to come back in the final period. Lamar McCann whips a pass to Gary Knappel for a first down on the 49er 31. McCann and Knappel baffle the Prospectors again. Gary grabs the ball on the San Francisco 19. The Packers are close to the tying tally. Pushed back by a 15-yard penalty. McCann hustles back to throw, but the 49ers are in on him. McCann manages to get away, and with plenty of room to roam, he dodges to the Prospector 21. Again, McCann hustles back to throw, and this time his target's in the open. It's Gary Knappel, and he's got it for the score. The Packers convert and earn themselves a skinny 21-20 victory and a real cliffhanger with the San Francisco 49ers. With 3 straight, Green Bay is the only undefeated team left in the league. The Green Bay Packers, seeking to regain the form that carried them to 3 straight victories at the beginning of the season, square off in an interconference clash against the Washington Redskins in Green Bay's frosty City Stadium. The Redskins are looking for their 4th win in 9 games. Bart Starr steers the Packer attack in the second quarter. Starr pitches a strike to Boyd Dowler for a first down at the Green Bay 37. The slow-motion camera grinds away as Starr gets first-class protection for this pass into the left flat. Max McGee snares it and drives into the Redskin reservation. Starr hands to Paul Hornung, and the former Notre Dame star stampedes around right end to the Redskin 30. Starr races back and triggers a toss over the middle to Gary Knappel. Touchdown, Packers. Green Bay leads the Redskins 7-0 after 4 minutes of the second period. The Packers block a Redskin field goal attempt to regain possession. Jim Taylor puts over the middle and swerves to the outside as he moves to the Washington 39. Jim Taylor really gets a fast start on the fullback dive play, and his momentum carries him to a first down on the 21. Starr goes back to his aerial game. He rifles over the middle, and Max McGee slides home to score as he hits the dirt in the end zone. Green Bay leads the Redskins 14-0 at halftime. This is Green Bay's day to cut loose, and Bart Starr shows them how it's done. He passes to Max McGee, and Max is out of bounds on the Redskin 42. Starr scalps the Redskins on another pass play. Bart's bullet goes to Boyd Dowler for a first down on the 13. Bart Starr is having his hottest day of the season. He picks on veteran end Gary Knappel, and Gary gets to the 5. It's goal to go. Paul Hornung slants over the right side for Green Bay's 3rd touchdown. The Packers have a hefty 21-0 lead over the Redskins. Hampered by the loss of quarterback Eddie LeBaron on an injury, the Redskins drive to avoid a shutout with Don Bossler belting to the Packer 32. Ralph Guglielmi's at quarterback. He throws a screen pass to Johnny Olszewski, and Johnny O takes a jolting journey to the Green Bay 20 as the third period ends. It's the Redskins' deepest penetration, and Ralph Guglielmi tries to make it all the way on a pass to the end zone, but Hank Reminger intercepts. Hank takes off on a brilliant return that carries almost to midfield. The Redskins never get that close again, and Green Bay scores a 21-0 shutout victory. The win puts the Packers back on the winning track after 5 straight losses, giving them a record of 4-5 on the season. Cloudy skies and 32-degree temperatures fail to discourage the holiday crowd, which fills Briggs Stadium for the annual Thanksgiving Day battle between the hometown Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are pushing to even their season at 5-5, while the Lions look for their third win. Detroit kicks off, and Bill Butler takes the ball at his own goal line. Bill fumbles at the 23, and Jim Martin recovers for the Lions to return to the Packer 19. Jerry Perry provides a 22-yard field goal, and Detroit has the early lead at 3-0. Bart Starr leads the Packers as they strike back. Starr directs a dart to Boyd Dowler, and Dowler's down on the Lion 35. Starr is steering straight for the Detroit goal line. Again, he rifles over the middle, and Gary Knappel wraps it up for a good gain. Starr hands to Paul Horning. Horning comes to the right and cuts back beautifully to dive into the end zone. Green Bay gets the lead midway in the first period, 7-3. The Packers recover a Lion fumble, and Starr starts another drive. Hart whips the ball to Boyd Dowler, who makes it goal to go on the Detroit 6. Paul Horning finds the footing just fine at the right side of the line and makes his second trip into touchdown territory as Green Bay fattens its edge to 14-3. The Lions try to get moving late in the first quarter. Dan Lewis is hemmed in behind the line and fumbles when hit. Bill Forrester recovers for Green Bay on the Detroit 39. On the final play of the first period, Paul Horning's 39-yard placement puts the Packers into a 17-3 lead. Horning has scored all 17 of the Packer points. In the second quarter, Starr is stirring up a storm for the Packers. He passes to Max McGee at the Detroit 28, a 21-yard gain. Starr steps back quickly and throws out to McGee, who makes a great catch to put the Packers on the Lions 17. Starr starts out to his right, stops, and flips to Don McElhenney. Don thinks he has himself a touchdown, but Green Bay is called for illegal procedure, and the ball comes back. Fullback Jim Taylor battles the Detroit defense to put the ball over, and Green Bay now owns a 24-3 advantage. The Lion offense begins to click with Nick Pietrasani powering for 15 yards on a great second effort. Hopalong Cassidy gets the handoff, comes wide, and turns the corner for a first down on the Green Bay 40. Lions are moving on the ground. It's a draw play with Pietrasani picking up 12 yards. Earl Morrow slides along the left side of the line on the quarterback option play. He finally laterals to Pietrasani, and the play earns 23 yards. Lions hand to Cassidy, who cuts back at just the right instant to rocket across for Detroit's first touchdown. The Packer lead is cut to 24-10. There's more to come in this second quarter. Detroit has the ball, and Nick Pietrasani hurdles a pile of Packers, gets loose in the secondary, and picks up 23 yards. Earl Morrill tries for the distance as he passes from the Green Bay 27. Jerry Reichow makes the catch and strides across. Detroit closes the gap to 24-17, but the Green Bay Packers refuse to yield another score as they tame the Lions for their 5th victory in 10 games. The Green Bay Packers, having their finest season in several years under the guidance of coach Vince Lombardi, are sporting an all-even 5-5 log as they try to avenge their early season loss to the Los Angeles Rams. 69,000 gather in Memorial Coliseum to see if the Rams can break their 5-game losing streak. The Packers provide the aerial fireworks in the first quarter. Bart Starr hits Max McGee for a 27-yard gain. Starr dances back and pops a little pass out to Jim Taylor. Jim legs it all the way to the payoff, and the Packers assume a 7-0 lead over Los Angeles. The Rams are quick to counter with Billy Wade calling the shots. Billy takes his time as he looks downfield. His long pass is intended for Del Schaffner, and Del's right at the sideline to take it for a 40-yard play. Wade crosses up the Packers as he tucks the ball in and sprints around right end for the touchdown. The game is tied at 7-7, and Ram rooters take hope. But Bart Starr and his pass-minded Packers come right back from the kickoff. Starr triggers a toss to Boyd Dowler for a first down at the Ram 37. Paul Hornung was the star quarterback at Notre Dame, and the big halfback recalls that fact to the Rams as he hurls a perfect pass to Boyd Dowler for the score that gives Green Bay a 14-7 lead at the end of the first quarter. The point-happy Packers ignite another push in the opening play of the second quarter. Starr pitches a strike right over the middle to Max McGee to ring up a 31-yard profit. Green Bay tries its hand at running the ball and proves a smashing success. Hornung does the smashing as he rips through the Ram defenders for 25 yards to put the ball inside the 10. The Packer line makes room at the middle for Jim Taylor, and he gets a fast start on a 6-yard burst that boosts Green Bay still further into the lead. It's 21-7. As the Rams try to move, Billy Wade throws a pass intended for Ollie Matson, but Dan Curry intercepts and gallops to the Los Angeles 30 on a 25-yard return. Paul Hornung and Boyd Dowler stage a repeat performance of their touchdown in the first quarter, this time from 30 yards away. It's a smash hit with everybody but the Rams as the Packers pull away to a 28-7 advantage. The Packers kick off to open the second half, still leading 28-7. Tom Wilson takes it on the Ram 5. Ram blockers stack up the Packer tacklers as Wilson weaves upfield. Touchdown Tom stiff-arms Jesse Wittenden, but Jesse stays in there and brings him down after an electrifying 85-yard return. Joe Marconi follows his blockers as they bore through the Packer line and come out the other side with a touchdown. It's a little closer at 28-14. The Ram defense stalls the Packers, and they're set to punt from their 22. Max McGee boots it upfield. Waiting at the 29 is John Arnett, but only long enough to get a good grip on the ball. Jaguar John's fast start leads the first wave of Packers far behind. Ron Kramer has a good shot at him, but Arnett shakes him off and makes it all the way on a 71-yard return. At the end of the third quarter, it's a close game at 28-20. But the Packers go to work in the final period. Bart Starr keeps the ball and races to a first down on the Ram 7. Don McElhenney puts his head down and powers through the middle for a 7-yard touchdown, and the Packers pull away to a 35-20 margin. A field goal boosts that to 38-20 as Green Bay scores its 6th victory of the season against 5 losses. The San Francisco 49ers, their hopes for the Western Conference title gone, are battling to stay with the Chicago Bears in second place as 56,000 turn out to watch them take on the fast-finishing Green Bay Packers in Kezar Stadium. The prospectors look great as rookie fullback C.R. Roberts takes the ball and smacks the Packers for 13 yards. Tittle hands to Roberts again. The 212-pound yearling blasts through the line and heads for the goal line. C.R. straight-arms John Simank and sends him head over heels as he goes over for a 46-yard touchdown, and the 49ers take a 7-0 lead. Tittle touches off more 49er fireworks a few minutes later by throwing a screen pass to Hugh McElhenney. Hugh fakes Dan Curry and Emlyn Tunnell. Billy Wilson provides a timely block, and Hurricane Hugh breezes 40 yards before Hank Greminger can stop him. J.D. Smith finds ample running room at right guard and bolts into the clover as the Prospectors climb into a 14-0 lead over Green Bay. Back come the Packers as the first quarter runs out. Bart Starr throws hard over the middle to Max McGee, and the Packers pick up 23 yards. As the second quarter opens, the slow motion camera is focused on Bart Starr as he looks for a receiver. He finally spots Max McGee running a down and out pattern and spirals the ball over to the far sideline where McGee pulls it in to run out of bounds on the 49er 13. Now we get a long look at the fine running of Paul Hornung in slow motion. Ball ducks into the hole at right tackle and fights his way for a 13-yard touchdown. With 50 seconds gone in the second period, Hornung has put Green Bay on the scoreboard, trailing at 14-7. With just a few seconds left in the half, the Packers are still struggling to get even. Lou Carpenter carries the defense wide to the right and manages to turn the corner for a vital first down at the 49er 22. With 20 seconds left, Bart Starr whips the ball to Gary Knaffel on the goal line, and Gary scores. Hornung's second conversion throws the game into a 14-14 tie at the half. Packers break that tie with a safety, but they're not satisfied with that. Lou Carpenter circles wide to the left and hammers for a 26-yarder before Baker can push him out of bounds. The Green Bay ground game is overpowering the Prospectors. Paul Hornung comes wide, fakes a pass, then sprints for 38 yards before he's shoved out of bounds. Bart Starr then hands the ball to Paul Hornung, and the ex-Notre Dame star streaks into the end zone, and the Packers pull away to a 23-14 edge. Y.A. Tittle tries to fire up his 49ers. His pass is aimed for Hugh McElhenney, but John Simak intercepts for Green Bay. John is off and running on a 21-yard return to put the Packers inside the 49er 20. The slow motion camera paints a pretty picture of a 6-point Packer pass play. Bart Starr has his sights set on Boyd Dowler. Dowler makes the catch as Green Bay scores 3 times in 5.5 minutes to move from a 14-14 tie to a 30-14 lead. Again, the Prospectors try to find a path to the Packer goal as they send C.R. Roberts into the line. He bounces off and goes wide. Jesse Wittenden steals the ball right out of his arms and races for the 49er end of the field. He gets 45 yards before J.D. Smith can haul him down. As the final period opens, the Packers have driven to the 2. Paul Hornung delivers his 3rd touchdown to make him the league's leading scorer with 94 points. The Packers' 36-14 victory is their 4th straight. They close out their best season since 1947 as they tie San Francisco for 3rd place in the West.